Mercy, peace, and love be yours in abundance. I'm Pastor Stephen Dow, and I want to thank you for watching We're the Part For You broadcast. Call 5 of your friends and tell them that We're the Part For You broadcast is on. Let's go into the sanctuary where the sermon is already in progress. Call 5 of your friends.
Trouble in my way.
Trouble in my way.
I have to cry sometimes.
I have to cry sometimes.
Oh, trouble in my way.
Trouble in my way.
Cry sometimes.
I have to cry sometimes.
I go to sleep at night.
I lay awake at night.
Everything's alright.
It's alright.
For I know Jesus
Jesus, He will fix it.
after a while.
After a while.
Trouble in my way.
Trouble in my way.
I have to moan
I
sometimes.
have to moan sometimes.
Trouble in my way.
Trouble in my way.
I have to moan
I
sometimes.
have to moan sometimes.
I lay awake at night.
I lay awake at night.
But everything's alright.
It's alright.
For I know Jesus
Jesus, He will fix it.
after a while.
After a while.
Stepped in the furnace
Step in the furnace.
a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Shadrach and Meshach
Shadrach and Meshach
and Abednego.
and Abednego.
They were not worried. This I know. 'Cause they said Jesus,
Jesus, He will fix it.
Jesus,
Jesus, He will fix it.
He fixed it for the pastor.
Jesus, He will fix it.
He fixed it for the elder.
Jesus, He will fix it.
He fixed it for the deacons.
Jesus, He will fix it.
He fixed it for the congregation.
He will fix it.
He fixed it for the musicians.
He will fix it.
He fixed it for my family.
Jesus, He will fix it.
He fixed it for me.
Jesus, He will fix it.
He fixed it for you.
Jesus, He will fix it.
Fix it, fix it, fix it.
Jesus, He will fix it.
He's the fixer.
Jesus, He will fix it.
He fixed the world.
Jesus, He will fix it.
He fixed it for me.
Jesus, He will fix it.
Jesus will fix it.
Jesus, He will fix it.
Whoa!
Jesus, He will fix it.
He fixed it and fixed it.
Jesus, He will fix it.
Whoa! He'll fix it.
Jesus, He will fix it.
He'll fix it.
Jesus, He will fix it.
Whoa!
Jesus, He will fix it.
After a while.
Praise the Lord. I find it very ironic that God sometimes placed obstacles right before your blessing. Sometimes you have to go through the unthinkable. You have to go through changes. You have to be rearranged before you can get what God has already prepared for you. Oftentimes we think that because God prepared it, He's prepared it, and it's going to be easy. No, He's prepared it, and He's going to prepare you while He's preparing what He's already prepared. Somebody say, I got that. Well, what would be the proposition? Sometimes you have to repot your faith. Oh, yeah, sometimes you have to repot your faith. Yeah. Just like if you buy a plant and you know that this plant, you have to read the information about the plant. You have to read what size the plant is going to grow. You have to read what type of plant is ultimately going to become. But when you purchase the plant in this little small stage, it's in a small pot. Yeah. And at some point, that plant is going to grow out of that pot. But if you don't take the time and repot that plant and resoil that plant, you're going to choke that plant out. And it never will reach full maturity of what it was intended to be. So it is with you and I. When you don't repot your faith, when you don't realize God is trying to enlarge you, God is trying to grow you, and you keep on reading the Bible once a week. You keep on praying every now and then. You don't sing any praise or worship songs at home. Yeah. You don't listen to any gospel music. You don't listen to any sermons other than the one you will hear today. And God is trying to grow you, and you getting choked out, and you thinking I can't preach, but it ain't I can't preach. It's you need to repot your faith. Yeah. You got to take your faith out of this small pot, put it in a larger pot so it can grow. Pastor McCaleb simply says you got to grow up to the head. Yeah, you just got to grow up to the fullness of what God has called you to become. But see, here's the problem. What's the problem? The problem is simply this. Get this, just come just a little closer. Just come a little closer. Faith and fear can't be friends. Yeah. See, faith and fear cannot be friends. Faith and friends can't be Facebook friends. They can't be texting buddies. They can't be Instagramming each other. Because every time God gives you a great faith idea, that fear friend gonna say, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You have to even be careful. I know you don't mean it this way. When you say, if it be God's will. Well, either you know his will or you don't know his will. If it be his will, I get healed. It is his will, I get healed. And now if he chooses not to do it on this side, he'll do it on that side. But while I'm on this side, I'm going to believe that it's in his will. I'm not going to pray like, if you want to heal me, Lord. No. Heal me, Lord, because I know by your stripes I am healed. And I believe that, so I'm in your healing will. I'm not going to throw up no if-it's to God. No, I'm going to be absolute with him, because after all, he has absolute power. Yeah. So friends and family can work, but faith and fear can't. Did you catch that? Yeah. Friends and family can work, Derek, but faith and fear and friends can't. Yeah, your faith and fear cannot coexist. Now we're going to get to the narrative here in the textual exposition. Let me tell you why faith and fear can't coexist. In this military strategy that God gives Joshua and his people, nothing about what they'd ever seen before in life says that this makes sense. It's nothing about this is strategic for warfare. It actually sounds buffoonery. It really does. If you really read the text, and I know you've read the text, but I'll read the text as Elder has read the text for you to get the text. Amen? Then the Lord said to Joshua, I like that part. He said it to the leader. Not that he can't speak to the followers, but he said it to the leader. You'll get that on the way home. See, I have delivered Jericho into your hands, along with its kings and fighting men. Now that's some specific instructions that God has just given Joshua. He told Joshua, I have delivered Jericho into your hands. Meaning it's a done deal. It's settled. Not only that, when you get there, also the kings are going to be in your hand and the fighting men. Now he's just declared to Joshua that it's a done deal. I've taken care. You're going to get the land. You're going to get the king. You're going to get the men. If you get the men, you got the women. You got the women. You got the children. Everything's going to be yours. That's what God tells Joshua. Now I wasn't there. I'm eisegeting now. I was not there. But I believe when Joshua, as we get ready to give these instructions, what the Lord tells Joshua, and he tells it to his men, Joshua, I know, tell it to them with faith confidence. Yeah, with faith confidence. You see, if you're going to have what God has by faith, and you believe God told you by faith, then you speak it with confidence in who? By. In the by. Because your faith came from who? God. So by faith in God, he says, march around the city once with all the armed men. Do this for 6 days. Have 7 priests carry the trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark. We'll get to that. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times, and with the priests blowing the trumpets. All right. When you hear the sound, when you hear them sound a long blast of the trumpets, have the whole army give a loud shout. Then the wall of the city will collapse, and the army will go up, everyone straight in.
Yes, yes. Come on, Dad.
And Joshua, God gives these instructions that have no military value at all. None. They don't have any military value at all. Joshua had some few refining details to the plan. Now Joshua heard what the Lord said, and then Joshua, being in sync with the Lord, Joshua added a few things to the plan. Joshua told them that the walls will fall down, but they still had to do what? The marching.
Yes, yes, yes.
Joshua, the walls gonna come down. You know, faith without work is what? Dead. So he instructed the people to be perfectly silent as they marched around the city. Perfectly silent. He put soldiers in front of the priests and behind the ark. He had the priests blow the ram horns continually. For 6 days they marched around the city once and then returned to their camp. On the 7th day, at the end of the 7th time around the city, the priest sounded a long blast, and all the people shouted as loud as they could. Let's stop right there. What are the chances of this particular strategy will cause the mighty walls of Jericho to come down? Marching, blowing horns, and shouting. Sound like something happened at a football game or something. You know, you got all this marching, and you got all this what? Blowing horns and what? And shouting. You know, no military person would have ever thought that this what could work. But you got marching plus horns plus shouting equals what? You got to go and make a whole lot of noise. You got to make a whole lot of noise for some walls to what? Really what? Come down. But you understand something? The God who made the walls. You see, the walls wasn't made out of what it was made out of. The Word of God tells us that nothing was created or made without Him. So the walls had, you got to understand, now the Ark of the Covenant was the place where the priest could go in. It was thought of the holies of holies, so it was God's presence. You got to watch this. You got to watch this. So he tells them, put me in it. I just gave somebody the whole message for the day by faith. He says, put me in now. Now, when you put me in, and you had a priest doing what they supposed to do with me in it, and then once you follow the instructions with me in it, whatever God has you to do, if you put him in it and you follow the instructions with him in it, then in it gonna do it for you. In it is gonna do it for you. And so therefore, they're marching around the walls. Really, it's just God's training them, Minister Stanley, how to be specifically obedient to what he's talking about. God has a way of training us simply in being obedience. See, it was all about obedience. And you can't have faith and not be obedient to the Word of God and what God tells you what to do. So and what about the marching? The marching wants to see what they do it. Sometimes God will ask you to do something that's totally out of realm of what you want to do. God just want to see will you do what I ask you what to do. What you're doing has really nothing to do with what God is going to do. Because remember, God told Joshua right up front, the Lord said to Joshua, see, I've delivered Jericho into your hands along with the kings and the fighting men. So God is saying, now really this is going to happen. Because I already said it was going to happen. Come just a little closer. I want somebody to understand something. God's going to do what God's going to do, whether he do it with you or not. Oh, yeah. See, really, you are irrelevant. I am irrelevant to what God has said that he is going what to do. Because it's never about you and it's never for you. Yeah. Once you get that between the ears, it's never about you and it's never for you. It's about him for his glory. Oh yeah. He does it for his own name's sake. So you got to understand something. So they marching around. They got the Ark of the Covenant in there, and so the priests are carrying the trumpet of ram's horns in front of the ark. And so when they're blowing these horns. Now, eisegete this for them. The people are inside looking outside. And they are trying to figure out what in the world is going on. I mean, this just don't make no sense at all. They are blowing horns. Don't they know who we are? Don't they see that big old wall that's bigger than the China wall that's impenetrable? Don't they see that it's impossible for them to get in here? Now, can't you see the Israelites? Can't you see the people from Jericho sitting down, getting drunker and drunker and laughing and just laughing and getting drunker and drunker, because it was a drunkable offense to see these fools out there just marching around. I want y'all to be real with the situation in the text of the narrative, amen? So I'm just trying to say you probably would have been laughing too. But they're marching around, they're blowing the horns, they're following the specific instructions that God gave them. And then on the seventh day, that day of completion, that God, who they had faith in. Watch this, go to Hebrews 11:30. It says, by faith, the walls of Jericho fell after the army had marched around them 7 days. By faith, the walls simply came down because the one who created the walls said that the walls would come down. Yeah, he just simply said on the 7th day, after they finished doing what they did, watch this, go in your mind to Genesis. In the beginning, God created, and he said, let there be. Can I do this for you real quick? I just want to do this for you real quick and get you out of here. I just want to do this for you. I just want to do this for you. Genesis chapter 1, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth, right? Genesis chapter 3, and God said, let there be light. And Genesis chapter 1, verse 6, and says, and God said, let there be firmaments in the midst of the waters. And then Genesis chapter 1, verse 9, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was what? So. And then go down to verse 11, and God said, let the earth bring forth grass. Now go down to verse 14, and God said, let there be light, and the firmaments of the heavens divided day from what? Night. So on the 7th day, God said, and let the walls come down. All right. Oh, y'all the Father. All God did was what God been doing all the time, just speaking, and it happens. That's all God was doing. So the narrative ends, and you know how the narrative ends, but what does that do for you and I? To increase our faith, Brother Wyatt? By faith. Well, don't take this the wrong way. and get this the right way, but in order to have about faith like they had, your faith needs a 40. If I could have brought one in here, I think I could get away with it. But your faith needs a 40. I know the people online, they really said, man, what did I tune into? I know somebody came in and said, wow, that's cool, I can go get one? It's all right if I go get, my faith needs a 40? Ooh, I like that preacher there. That's my guy, I'm joining up today. Man, he taking selfies and 40s, this is it for me. This is truly a park. This is truly a park. Well, let me bring it back. I got your attention now.
All right.
The Bible is clear that God considers 40 days a spiritual significant time period. Yeah, Noah's life was transformed by 40 days of rain. Moses was transformed by 40 days on Mount Sinai. David was transformed by Goliath's 40-day challenge. Elijah was transformed when God gave him 40 days of strength for one single meal. The entire city of Nineveh was transformed when God gave the people 40 days to change. Jesus was empowered by 40 days in the wilderness. The disciples were transformed by 40 days with Jesus after his resurrection. I'm trying to tell somebody right now, the spies was transformed by 40 days in the promised land, and if you're going to have about faith, then your faith needs a 40 days of transformation. You got to find yourself in a place and say, for the next 40 days, I'm going to do this to transform my faith so I can look at my walls of Jericho and I can do what the Lord said, knowing that the wall of death is going to come down. The wall of division is going to come down. The wall of bad health is going to come down. The wall of bad children is going to come down. The wall of a bad spouse is going to come down. The wall of a bad relationship is going to come down. Whatever wall is standing up in my life by faith, it's going to come down. Because I'm going to have me a 40. I'm going to have a 40. I'm going to have a 40. Text your neighbor and say, let's get a 40 going. Let's get a 40 going. Let's get a 40. I need a 40. I need a 40. I need a 40. Anybody in here got a situation in your life that you just need a 40? Despise was.
Thank you for tuning to We're the Parkview broadcast. I pray that this broadcast was truly an inspiration and uplifting to your soul. I want to personally invite you to come to 2941 Columbia Drive here in Decatur, Georgia at the park. I mean, it's a place where you can find rest, relaxation, restoration, and renewal. So once again, thank you for tuning to We're the Parkview broadcast. This month, we're helping you deal with whatever loss you've lost. You've lost a child, you lost a mom, you lost a dad, you lost an uncle, an aunt. If you lost a pet, you lost a job, you lost your retirement, any type of thing that you lost and you want to have help coping with it, come to the park and we're going to equip you. It's that time of year again. September the 19th is our 6th annual Reverend Clifton Dow Golf Scholarship Foundation Tournament so that we can combat literacy. It's here at beautiful, lovely Browns Mill Golf Course here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's on September the 19th. We're going to tee off at 9 o'clock. Registration is at 8 o'clock. We're going to have a wonderful 19th hole celebration. It's only $400 per team, $125 single entry. But I tell you, you will have the time of your life. Wonderful golfers, great fun for a great cause. It's golfing with a cause. So go to our website, get more information about it, and come participate in this year's tournament. And oh, by the way, this year's goodie bags are going to be something for a golfer to truly love. This is the 10th hole here at Browns Mill Golf Course. Why don't you just play this hole with me? And it's a par 5. And so it's a wonderful course. It has some challenging holes. It has some holes that you can take advantage of. And so why don't you play this hole with me? Well, I think I got a chance. It's in the fairway. Distance was okay. My goal is to par this hole. So I'm gonna see if I can do just that. But why don't you come out and play with me on September the 9th? September the 19th. September the 19th. Browns Mill Golf Course. 8 o'clock is registration. 9 o'clock is tee off. 4-man scramble. Look to see you join us. Well, I'm lined up pretty good. I'm in a good position. I'm hitting 2. Didn't make it to the green, but I'm hitting 3 when I get there. Well, let's see. I'm still in good parring position. Well, let's see if I can get it on the green. Wow. Wow. I got on the green all right. I just lost all focus. I got 2 putts and I can still par it. That was a lousy shot. Didn't quite make it on the green. Excellent drive. Second shot was good. Little chip shot wasn't good. I'm a little off the green, and I'm gonna keep it on the ground though. I still can par this hole. I just gotta get close to that. It's read left to right, so I'm gonna go out a little left. Just gotta get closer. Let's see if I can par it. Started off good. Sort of kind of like life sometimes. That's why I love the game of golf. Oh man, so close, so close. Well, I have to take a bogey. Well, I bogeyed hole number 10. Started off good. Come out and have fun with me. I just had fun. I hope it inspires you to come out and have fun with me as well. You be blessed.
I won't go back. I can't go back to the way it used to be before your presence came and changed me. I won't go back. I can't go back to the way it used to be.